Hello, this is Jess from Phoenix Coaching with one of my long-term clients, Jemma, Wonder Woman, Supermum, and someone I've really been enjoyed working with over the last couple of years. So we're just going to talk a little bit about your experience, Jem. Thank you so much for coming on board and spending the time to do so on a Friday evening as well. I just first question for you would be, what was your challenge before we started working together, and what was your situation? What was it? It must have been like 2.5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah. I think it was beginning of 2018. I think, yeah. So wow, a long time. Yeah. So I guess. Before I came to find you, Jess, I sort of had a couple of years where I'd been through childcare. So I had a family. I had been through the process of IVF, so I've been taking hormones. And in all those sort of years, so a really good kind of period of about 8 years, I've really stopped trusting my body and feeling really like I was going for it on the exercise front. So I've really thrown myself into work, thrown myself into bringing up a family. I never really recovered from pregnancy and just felt not strong really. And I was sort of trying to stay fit and healthy, but I was doing it in ways that were I think not supporting weight loss. I wasn't eating enough. Interestingly, and you told me I wasn't eating enough. I was really surprised the first time we met each other, and I was like, okay, that's weird, because I've been sort of skipping a lot of meals, and I've been doing a lot of aerobic type exercise, and I was struggling with why am I not losing weight and why am I not fit and healthy, but not really understanding it enough. That was my starting point. Being kind of in my early 40s. Wanting to be able to make a fit and healthy 40-something lifestyle, but actually kind of getting it all wrong, really. That was the starting point about 2 years ago.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah, it's always like this this thing with because I guess we're told, and it kind of makes sense that you eat less, you're going to drop weight, but then on paper it kind of works, but in the reality of the body, where it's like complex system, it's kind of, it doesn't quite work that way. So it's kind of like it's like a big trap, like you see like lots of
people. Exactly. And I'd been diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which was but nobody had really explained to me what that means in terms of what happens in your body in terms of hormones, how that contributes to weight gain. That's a symptom of it, but you don't really understand there are so many things that you can do to change, and control that condition. Mm-hmm. So I think when I came to meet you, I was wanting to lose weight, and I think actually what happened was we completely realigned my hormones and my metabolism. We looked at my stress, because I have a very stressful job. We did so many other things that the weight became irrelevant, but just came off. But it was but we didn't just look at exercise. I suppose in my head it was all about what you eat and exercise, and actually there's so much more to it. So that was a starting point, really.
Awesome. Thanks. I remember when it's like a couple of months in, and I think you came in. It's just like, oh my god, it's like so many things are changing, and I think like one of the kind of most kind of best things for myself as from the coach's perspective just was to watch how you just so took on board the lifestyle change in terms of like deloading things at work and really kind of like putting yourself first. And it was just like when you were coming in, it's like every week you're making changes. It's just like, yes, Jem, go.
Absolutely. I remember being a bit sort of freaked out at the idea of I don't know whether it's my generation thing or not, but I didn't come to you thinking I really want to do lift weights, do resistance training, or and I've now got a massive passion for it. I'm not in a sort of I want to be a bulky He-Man kind of way, but I think you sort of really explained to me the value of muscle. And so many women my age they lose muscle. So you can go and do loads of aerobics and running around, whatever, but actually, you know, your bum cheeks are sliding and your muscle's not there, and you haven't got your metabolic powerhouse, I think you called it. And I really started to understand the value of maintaining a really good kind of amount of muscle, not in a He-Man kind of way, but in a Wonder Woman way. You know, trying to make sure that you've got that to really support a strong metabolism. And I realised that's why women, I think, gain a lot of weight in their 40s, is they just don't have that muscle. So, you know, the diet's really important, but actually, you kind of without that, you're going to be struggling in the current, you know, food environment that we have to keep the weight off, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all bang on, because it's kind of like when we calorie restrict, the body ends up actually kind of like eating all the muscles. So then, as you're saying, like the metabolism like goes down. If the metabolism goes down, then the body's kind of like putting on weight as a protective mechanism. So it's kind of like it's like getting rid of dieting and moving into nutrition, because dieting is like what do I cut out, whereas nutrition's okay, what do I put in? And it's like,
exactly. And I think I'd never really done something to feel strong before. That was a big difference. The change in my body was massive, because, you know, it wasn't like we just do some aerobics and eat a bit of a diet and use a bit of weight. You know, the body shape changed. I've never felt so strong. I could see some definition in my muscles, and it kind of realigned everything. You know, it just all kind of changed. So I started to value more than weight loss. I started to value kind of the feeling of strength and conditioning, and kind of the ability to manage my own stress and those sorts of changes. Really, really much more valuable, really, than and the kind of weight becomes secondary, because it just doesn't bother you anymore. You're eating right and you're doing all these things. Actually, you don't think about it anymore.
That's awesome. Like it's like focus on focus on happiness, health, fitness, and strength, and then it comes off as a byproduct. So I just want to ask, like, what is like the feeling of being strong? Like, just for anyone that's watching it, because I know what it feels like, but it's great to hear from like going from like aerobic training to a totally different kind of training, and sort of like, what would you describe this feeling of strength to be like?
Well, I remember being I'm actually just back from the gym now, so I'm feeling very strong at the moment. But I remember I had my son. He was aged 8 or 9 at the time, and he was lying across my lap. And he's a tall kid anyway, he's quite a big kid. And I remember he was like really tired and sleeping, and I hooked my hands underneath his body, and I knew how to hold my body in a way that was safe for carrying very heavy weight. So I was able to literally just pick him up and lift him. And I remember my father watching me, and my older father over 70 sat over there, and he like literally, he was literally trying to work out how much does my son weigh and how can I manage to stand up with him in my arms and like carry him upstairs. So, you know, so strength is wonderful from that point of view when you have, people to pick up and hold. But, you know, it's like the little things like you might not have done before, like you might have gone in your car more with your shopping, or, you know, actually just being able to feel like you actually want to carry stuff and you want to feel like you want to lift things. But I think it's just that it's the way that you hold your body as well, the alignment of your body. So I'm quite a curvy kind of girl by nature, quite top heavy, and so having that strength in my back and that sort of straightness of my back and my shoulders, and being able to kind of carry myself in a way that I was getting slumpish and, you know, like this, and you know, that was just accentuating things like belly, you know, because I didn't have the muscle strength in my back. Over time I'd lost it sitting to hold myself. So you get that muscle strength back. So it isn't just about losing weight, it's about your posture, it's about how your body holds itself, it's about your ability to functionally carry things that you haven't before, you know. I remember the first summer holiday I went, and we were putting a tent up with this big bell tent, very heavy canvas with a very big kind of pole in the middle, and you know, normally I would have just sort of defaulted to, you know, my husband, can you do this, that, and the other? and do you mind do that? And actually, I could do it for myself. I can carry these things for myself. I can push them, and it sounds silly, but actually, knowing that you can do that in your 40s probably more than you could in your 30s, and then realising that actually age is no barrier. I could probably do this in my 80s. The thing that's stopping people doing these things in their 80s is they allow that decline to happen. So feeling strong, it's great. You feel more powerful. You feel more empowered as a woman as well. To things that you might not have felt empowered in, situations you might not have felt empowered in before, and you sort of look forward to aging more because you've got more control over your body's strength, and and I guess like uprising rather than seeing it decline is really, really positive.
Oh my God! Like I got all the warm, fuzzy feelings. I got goosebumps listening to that. Oh, that's awesome. I remember when you told me the story about your old man, and it just made me laugh then, because I remember thinking at the time of him thinking just like, what?
How is she lifting that many kilograms? Yeah, he was trying to work it out for a standing start. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, wicked, Jem. I got next question. Is there anything that is now? Well, we've kind of answered this already, but I was going to ask: is there anything that is now possible for you that wasn't possible before?
Yeah, I think the self-belief is just really important. I think when you start to really enjoy exercise, and you know that your food's coming right into the right place, you start to feel like you can take on new challenges. So I like variety now as well. So I like to try different things. The things massively improved. Like if I go snowboarding now, my snowboarding is so much better because my core and my form is so much better. After having a child, I went snowboarding, and it was all over the place. It was really, I have short runs. I wouldn't stay out all day. After I think about 6 to 8 months, Jess, with you, I was just I think we had my first snowboarding trip, and it was just like a completely different experience. Because my body was functional, my form was good, and I was enjoying it, and really, so those things become possible. Next weekend, I'm actually going on I've signed myself up for a triathlon type thing. It's not a proper triathlon, but it's I'll be cycling for 17k up and down hills. Sorry, the dog's barking.
Oh, Herbie's there.
It's my dog on the door. But yeah, I've been cycling, I've been climbing a mountain, and I've been kayaking across the lake. So 10 hours of kind of outdoor, physical, functional stuff.
10 hours of rad.
And I feel like I can do it, and it's not like I've had to do masses of training, because I know that my body will probably cope with that, which is just like, crazy to me thinking about that now compared to where I was.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great, Joe. I remember when you came back from the snowboarding holiday, actually, and you said about did you go from like being one of the ones who wasn't so fast in the group to now then just outstripping everyone? And
yeah, and not feeling. I suppose there was a bit of it that was going back to going to the gym. I sort of thought everyone's in their sort of in London gym, they're in their 20s and 30s, and that was a bit kind of. But getting to know people in the community, and people encourage, still encourage me now, and they quite love the fact that that I'm a sort of, I guess a bit of a role model that actually just keep going, keep doing stuff. It's a really nice environment, or has been a really nice environment to train and get to know people as well. So they've got a community too. So I work really long hours, have the family. It's really nice for me to be able to spend time with a PT, chatting somebody outside of all of that, but also building other friendships and relationships through fitness and what I'm now doing.
Awesome. All right, then, Jemma. I'll just ask you one more question, because I know you're super busy, and that is, would you recommend working with me to others, and if so, why?
Yeah, I definitely would recommend Jess as a PT, and beyond a PT really. I don't even like to be called a PT, because he does just so much more. So I think the kind of you think you're going to go there and just do fitness with somebody, and nutrition, but it's so much more than that. So I think his understanding of how the body works and functions is just kind of a level above. his understanding around the chemical interactions in your body, what stress does to your body. So it's not just simply the kind of, the learning physical exercise for calorie sake and everything else. It's a really holistic assessment that you get. He's as interested in your alignment and your function of your body as he is in the goals that you might have at the start. And I think your goals will change because you'll realise what's possible with your body as you go on that journey with Jess. But very much just thinking about the spiritual, it's holistic in spiritual sense as well. And because your spiritual well-being is so tied to your ability for your body to process and achieve things. And so, yeah, I think that's your special USP, Jess, is that kind of holistic, multi-dimensional approach to people's lives, their bodies, and their goals and everything else. I think it's quite special.
Thank you very much for your kind words, Jem. That means a lot. Really, thank you. I really love working with you. Really. Yeah, let's get a session in soon if you can. But yeah. So I'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time, Jem, on a Friday night, and wish you the best of luck for the triathlon next week. Did you say?
Next, not this weekend, the following weekend, yeah. So it's a Snowdon challenge.
Oh, you're going to kill it.
Love it.
10 hours, you do it in 5.
Thanks, Jess. You take care.
Okay. Thanks, Jem.
Yeah. Bye.